You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
So, hello and welcome back to another episode of Off Screen. And so, usually we're talking to actors or directors about their current work. But given the current situation, the lockdown, all of us are pretty much confined to our homes. But the show must go on. And so, today our guest is Rasika Dugal. Hi, Rasika.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good and welcome back to Off Screen. Who would have thought we'd be doing it like this? But then we are. The last time we would come to our office in Bombay, and and now I'm sitting in Ahmedabad talking to you, and you're in Bombay. So
Oh, how come you're in Ahmedabad?
I've come back home.
Oh,
That I
okay,
could
okay.
get away from not having to do jhadu and cooking. So,
I must say I'm very envious of your position.
so you're having to do all of that. I was just going to ask, like, my first question was, how are you holding up? Like, how's it been? How's the last few weeks been?
Well, honestly, I have had absolutely no issues staying at home.
Okay.
And I mean, except for the circumstances which have brought me to doing this. Besides that, I'm actually very, very happy. I have to say, because it's really, I think, a break that I was looking for a long time, but I hadn't had the courage to take a break. That's the best way that I can put it.
That's so much. So this is a well-deserved kind of time off.
Yeah, I mean, I wish the circumstances were different, of course, but I wish I'd chosen this rather than it being what we all have to do. Yes, I'm really sort of using this time for. I think the first 10 days I just slept. I really needed to catch up on sleep, and I was beginning to get a little worried for myself because I was sleeping really long hours. I was like, what is happening to me? And I was like, should I be going and getting this checked? Should I be calling somebody and check if there's something wrong? But I think right before that, I had been shooting night shifts for Delhi Crime Season 2. So it takes a while to come out of the night shift routine. It's like a jet lag.
Yeah.
So
you needed that time to kind of recuperate.
Yeah. So I think the first few days were just to just physically be okay. And then, I've been trying to do all those things that I was really struggling to find time for, even like routine things like having a regular exercise regime, just being at home just so that I know where my things are, what happens in this house that I live in. It was practically being run by my house help. So I had little say in the matter. So just to sort of get reacquainted to my own space, because I'd been shooting out of
so
town
much time
a lot.
away from it. So the lockdown hasn't driven you crazy yet?
Not at all, in fact. It's really given me, I think, the time that I needed. And I also, I think, just needed some time to think through all that's happened in the last 2 years, just to sort of gather them and feel whatever I feel about it, I mean, the good and the bad. So it's been there's a lot of introspection that can happen when you're cleaning dishes, for example. It's a good time to do that. So I've been doing a lot of that. I have not felt the need to socialize or to go out. The only thing I miss possibly is going for a run. That's something I always enjoyed doing. So that is not been possible. But besides that, I'm quite happy to chat with people on WhatsApp and once in a while and all of that, and just be on my own. So far, I've been feeling very comfortable.
Yeah, and also I think we're also lucky that we're in spaces where we can kind of do that, where we are in a place where we have food to eat, and so
yes, that it's absolutely. I mean, when I sometimes I have to say that I get impatient with people if they say that they're bored, because I'm like, hello, that is not a problem. A problem is when you don't have food. A problem is, I mean, all of us have. I mean, we have the privilege of a saving also. So it's not like we are hand to mouth every day and that there's a problem. I'm very concerned about some people who I know personally, who I work with. For
Yeah.
example, the film industry is a lot of daily wage people,
Hmm.
right? Daily wage earners, and
Hmm.
it's difficult for them at a time like this. And I've been in touch with a few people
Yeah.
who I know, and I've tried to help in whatever way I can without being patronizing in any way.
Yeah. No.
And
There was a relief fund
it's
also, I believe, which was created by the
I've
industry.
contributed to that also. The
Yeah.
producers relief fund. There too, I hear. I because I contributed to one, and then I heard there's another which
Hmm.
I haven't looked into, but I've
Yeah.
contributed to one, and some other NGOs who I feel are doing good work. I mean,
Yeah.
that those are very big concerns, and I think our
Yeah.
smaller problems of film release nahi hua, abhi, and uh, we have to do a jhadu pocha,
Yeah.
and we have to do. It's
I can't
fine.
go to
It's
my
okay.
favorite restaurant.
Yeah, it's fine. You can sort of vent out these things once in a while, as long as
Yeah.
the realization that hello, you have a lot and much more than a lot of people have, and we are in the middle of a pandemic, so
Yeah.
boredom is not the biggest problem.
But
So,
you mentioned that people should be allowed to vent, and there was this conversation because there were people I think who said that stop putting on workout videos and stop putting pictures of you baking, and this is not the time for it, and things like that. What do you think about that? Do you think that people should be allowed to express themselves, or should we be more careful about what we're putting out, be more sensitive?
it's a tough one actually. What I've been struggling with it myself. What constitutes as flaunting privilege? I don't know,
Mm.
but it's something that I'm very conscious of, and I don't know if I am flaunting privilege or not. Maybe I am. Maybe I am guilty of that too. But
Mm.
it's a question I ask myself every day. I guess and see, the thing about privilege is there'll always be people who are less privileged than you. There'll always be people who are more privileged than you.
Yeah.
So what you put out is your own standard of privilege or not. And
Mhm.
so
Mm.
it'll never match everybody's. You
Right,
know,
right. There's
somebody will
always
say,
going to be a relative difference.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, I think you should be. See, you're sitting at home. If you're the kind of person who likes to express themselves, or if you're the kind of person who has to express themselves to sort of keep in touch with people who are your audience, for example, which is the kind of thing that actors have to do sometimes.
Mm.
Some actors feel the pressure to do sometimes,
Mm.
and
Mm.
or want to do sometimes, and so then to decide, if you ask yourself this question every day, I think that's fair enough.
Okay, but on another note, since people are at home and since you have done so many shows that people can watch now on platforms, I want to know, what are you watching and what is it that you would, everyone's looking for recommendations, and everyone's looking at the next thing to kind of binge watch. What are you watching? What would you recommend?
So I'll tell you what all I've watched. I watched The Spy, which is on
On
Netflix,
Netflix.
and interesting, nicely done. Not the world's best show, according to me,
Okay.
but interesting because based on a true story. So it takes you, so you can like watch the series and like Google the hell out of everything and
Right.
find some very interesting facts. So based on a true story, and but decently done show. I sort of enjoyed it, but not the best. Then I watched uh, Money Heist, which I did not like at
Oh,
all.
really?
Yeah, did you watch it?
I haven't. No, I was just asking someone today, is it worth the kind of time and investment?
So
Because
somebody
everyone's talking
recommended
about
it
it.
to me. Yeah, it's one of those shows which is I keep comparing it to eating Pringles. it's like
You have to.
it's
You
like
can't stop.
while you're eating it, it's not the tastiest things, but you have to go on to the next,
Yeah.
and those are the kind of shows which really make me very uncomfortable, because I'm like, hello, no, I don't want this hook. Like, get
Yeah,
me
it's like,
out of this addiction.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So
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 not
I
great.
had to, not great.
It's in Spanish also for people who, yeah.
It has a nice title track, but I enjoyed that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But otherwise, not the best show. I watched this show called I watched a very beautiful film which I recommend very highly. I mean, besides Marriage Story and all, which a lot of people have watched, and there's an animation film called I Lost My Body.
Hmm.
Very beautiful.
Actually,
Yeah, it was nominated for the Oscars this year. It didn't win,
okay.
but very nice, and it has a very beautiful background score, and
Even I'll note this down for myself.
it's really worth it. I think I'm going to watch it again actually, because it's one of those films you watch and you're like, so beautifully done.
Right.
It's really it's like a piece of art.
So these are the things that you've been watching.
Now I'm watching Succession, and it's so
I've
good.
heard it's so good on Hotstar.
It is so well performed, I cannot tell you. And it relies very heavily on its actors. Like Marriage Story also I felt was, I think, a very, very tough film for the actors.
Yeah.
Because it relies so heavily on performance that you can't not be there 100%. So I was very moved by that film for that reason. I was like, the actors really gave it
Very, very good.
their all. Succession has some very interesting characters and so well performed. It's a treat.
Okay.
All the actors are fantastic.
How do you think that, do you think people's viewing experience is going to be altered after this? Because people are going to kind of be scared to go to the theater. But I don't know, the optimist in me feels like it's all going to come back. What do you think?
I think people adapt quickly. So it might take a bit, but I think they'll readapt quickly if things are safe. So, but if things are not, and if there is, I think that the only one way that people can feel safe is when a vaccine is found.
Is out, yeah.
So till then, I think it's still always going to be, people are going to be fearful of where they're going, what they're touching. All of that is going to remain till that happens. So, but once that happens, I think that I think that life will get back to normal.
Yeah, because there's so many things we release digitally. There may be fewer cinema experiences that people may be willing to go to because they'll be worried. But then, yeah, it's our memory is also short-lived, right? I mean, when things
And people are optimistic. People feel like, and at some basic level, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, is people do feel that they're invincible. They do feel that. And that can lead to very stupid behavior sometimes, but it can also lead to optimism and recovery.
Yeah.
So,
we've been through a lot of horrible things. I mean, mankind has been through a lot of horrible things. So we'll get past this too. But my final question to you is that, do you think that people will fundamentally change after this experience, or do you think human beings are a creature of habit and it really won't take us time to kind of go back to our old ways?
Depends on how long this lasts, because if this lasts very long, then this is going to become habit, and then we would have changed. But if this is as short-lived as everybody today is thinking, that most people are thinking, then I think we'll spring back to what life used to be before this. But if this goes on for long, I think we would have changed.
Fundamentally, do you think the way we interact with each other, the way we value things, the way we look at life, do you see that changing because of this? Because, this is such an unprecedented thing. I mean, my 80-year-old grandmother has also never seen something like this. So it's like across generations, it's like a shock. So
it is a very, yesterday I was going down to get some stuff because nobody's allowed into the building, so I have to walk to the gate to get things, and I was like, I just turned around to my husband and I said, I can't believe that I didn't think that in my lifetime I would see a pandemic.
Yeah.
It's quite strange.
It's surreal.
So it is surreal. So I mean, it is a very big thing, right? So it is I don't know what we are in the middle of it right now, so I don't know what the impact on it is, the final impact of it is going to be. But I mean, in some way, it's already affected all of us. In some way, it has made you realize, for one, that you can't take your health for granted, for example. Just that thought. So, I don't. I think some of Huh?
We used to wash your hands. We used to do this as a kid. Our teachers used to tell us, and then we all kind of left that habit eventually. So
Yeah. No, I actually used to wash my hands a lot anyway because
you're a good student.
my mother has this habit that every time anybody enters the house, she'll say "Haath dhoya," and I used to make so much. And the funny thing is, once I went to live with my aunt when I was 16. I went to stay with her for a week, and I entered the house, and she said "Haath dhoya." I was like, "Oh my god, this is genetic." and I hear myself doing that sometimes. When somebody comes into the house, I'm like, "Haath dhoya."
Not a problem for you at all.
Yeah. But इतनी बार तो मैंने भी नहीं हाथ धोए थे. इतनी बार तो.
Yeah, I think everyone's going. People are washing vegetables. People are washing. We wipe every packet that comes into our house. So
Yeah, we also do.
quite something. Amazing. That's amazing. Thank you so much for doing this. And
Thank you.
good luck for
Take
everything.
care.
I hope things get better soon. Thank you.
See you on the other side.
Hopefully.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that's all for today. And with this, we come to the end of Off Screen. I've had a great time doing this podcast, and I hope you guys had a great time listening to it. Please stay safe, stay home, and stay healthy. Bye.